Hey, welcome back to the Blade Lab. Today I'm going to be doing a sharpening video relating to my recent acquisition of this right here, which is a 250 millimeter outer radius 6 micron resin bonded diamond wheel, which I obtained from SlipaKniven in Sweden. And this has the equivalent grit of about 3,000, so it's similar to the Tormek Japanese wheel, the SJ250, which Tormek lists at about, I believe, 4,000 grit. The problem with the Japanese wheel, for me at least, is that it has an aluminum oxide based abrasive. I'm sorry. So it's great for kitchen knives, basically sort of low alloy steels, or even some high carbon steels, but it is not effective on wear resistant super steels, which is a lot of what I deal with in my sharpening. So for that reason, I'm switching from the SJ wheel to this one here. What I'm going to do is just show you what the effect is of the two different wheels on a wear-resistant steel. So I'm going to find, I think, probably a S90V, maybe just as a common example of a high vanadium carbide steel, and I'll sharpen it and take it up to 1,000 grit on a CBN wheel, and then I'm going to do one side on the 6 micron wheel and the other side on the Japanese wheel, and we will take a look and see what the difference is and see what the finish is that the 3,000 grit wheel produces. So while I'm in this camera setting here, let me just, pardon my back or side of the head, let me just show you a little bit closer up view of the wheel. So hard to do from a sitting position. Okay, so this here is the wheel, and you can see it's got the SlipaKniven. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but SlipaKniven logo on it. The wheel itself is 100% aluminum. I don't know if you can hear that. So there is no concern with rusting. You can run it in water, and you do not need a corrosion inhibitor to use it, which is nice. So with all that said, let's get to sharpening. So just as a preliminary matter, this is going to be the test subject, which, as you can see, is a Spyderco PM2 in S90V steel. I believe it already has probably a 600 grit finish on it, but it's probably been stropped a bunch of times. So I'm just going to start over just so we have a clean slate. And so I will just run it across this 400 grit cheap diamond plate, just to take the edge off. I don't know if we can focus on this or not. Anyway, there's no edge now. So what I'll do is I'll just do a sort of a fast motion sharpening to get to the point where we're going to be trying out the high grit wheels. So let's get going. So I have this set to 15 degrees, which is the existing edge angle, and so let's get to it. Shouldn't take much. I'm using a 600 grit CBN wheel, which is kind of my normal for sharpening knives that don't need to be reprofiled. They're just alternating sides. And over here. So hopefully y'all can see that. Fully apex, and that's what the 600 grit looks like. Now I'm going to move to the 1000 grit. Okay, now on to the 1000 grit. So I'm going to start out with the SJ250, or the Japanese wheel, and I'm going to be doing 5 passes on the clip side, which would normally be the lock side. And these are typically very slow passes. You're really not taking off much steel with the Japanese wheel because of the high grit. It's interesting that, with these super steels like S90V, you're seeing very little buildup on the stone. That would not be the case if this was, typical Henkel's or any sort of kitchen knife that's not so wear resistant. You would see it starting to load up. And we're going to see the effect of that when we get a close look at the blade after all the sharpening. Now I'm moving on to the resin-bonded diamond stone, and I'm going to do 5 passes on the show side of the knife, the opposite side from what we did with the Japanese wheel. And again, these are going to be real slow passes. It's interesting, when I first got this wheel, which by the way was just yesterday, whoops, almost alternated sides because that's what I always do. But when I first got this wheel, the thing feels so hard and so smooth surface that, I was thinking, is this even going to do anything? But you will see exactly what it does, and I think you're going to like it. So let's just speed through the rest of these 5 passes and see what we have. Okay, so let's have a look at our results. If you recall, we started out on the clip side here with the Japanese wheel, and this is what it looks like. If we can get some focus. It's always hard to photograph reflective objects, but I think you can see that it is definitely a shiny edge, but the Japanese wheel was not able to remove the grind lines from the 1000 grit CBN wheel. So this is a little deceptive. You know, if I just look at it in person, it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks mirror-ish, but far from perfect for sure. So let's compare that to the 6 micron CBN diamond wheel. And I don't know why we're not, okay, there we go. And while still not perfect, you know, I could have done better by doing more passes, but I hope you can see that it is just way better looking than the result from the Japanese wheel. And again, if I'm looking at this just in person, in the normal environment, I think most people would say that this is a, you know, pretty much a mirror edge, even though, of course, under a microscope, even the best mirror edges always show some sort of imperfections. And again, this was just a test, so I probably would have done another 4 or 5 passes just to polish it up even more. And also stropping it on, you know, a series of lower grit strops would polish it further. You know, typically I'll go from, you know, 3 micron to 1 micron to half micron to a quarter micron, and that will get it even better looking. So I might have an example of that here, and also get to show off my new Hawk Knives Talon. Oh my God. Separate video on that, but so you can see that I've gone through the whole process basically with this one, and I think seriously anybody seeing this in person would say, yeah, that's for sure a beautiful mirror edge. So let's just leave these here. Might as well do a size comparison while we have them out. To the wheels. So I guess the question I have, you know, seeing as how the cost of the resin-bonded diamond wheel is about the same, and maybe even a little less than the cost of the Japanese wheel, and seeing as how the resin-bonded diamond wheel from SlipaKniven can polish any steel, and seeing as how it will last a lot longer because it's very hard, it is very flat, and it's not going to change radius hardly at all. So, you know, basically, I just don't see any reason to for somebody to purchase the Japanese wheel these days when there is a clearly better alternative available. I'm not trying to hurt Tormek's business. I mean, I love Tormek, love the machine, love the system, but I think it is time for them to, you know, probably develop their own version of a resin-bonded diamond or CBN wheel. And I happen to know from watching Knives Switzerland's channel that there is a company in Switzerland, Sweden, sorry, that makes these things, and they're quite expensive, but you can only, well, the only way I know that you can order them is sort of individually, and of course that's going to make them more expensive. I bet that Tormek could get together with them and sort of bring the price down just through bulk purchasing, but that's just an assumption. Anyway, so I hope this was instructive for you. I should also mention that these wheels are also, I think it's the exact same wheel. It sort of looks like it. They're available from different places, including Amazon, but it was actually cheaper slightly to get it from Sweden than from Amazon, and quicker too, so that's how I went. I think these are also available from Schlief Junkies in Germany. Haven't checked the prices on those lately. They also come in, I think, 3 micron, the equivalent of about, I guess it would be 6,000 grit, and maybe even 5,000 grit. I mean, sorry, maybe even 10,000 grit. I don't know. Anyway, there is at least one finer grit version of these wheels. Personally, I don't see any real reason to go higher than what this here wheel that I have produces. I just think if you want a mirror, I think it gives it to you, and it looks gorgeous. And like I said, through stropping, it's going to just polish up farther anyway. So that is going to do it for me today. I hope this wasn't too chaotic. And if you enjoyed the content, please click that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. And why not subscribe to the channel? It's free. And you all have a good day. Take care.